Hello, everyone, and welcome to another CreateOS Lounge. I ended up, well, right now I'm spending more time in this lounge virtually than my actual living room at home, and no better person to share with than Sagar. Hey, man, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you very much, Eric, for having me
And
here.
of course, and maybe if you can just chat for like 20 seconds, for example, about how your day has been, just because the feed is not ideal with X, so I just need to post it on our profile, and then we'll take it from there. Okay, so just
Sure.
for 20
Go ahead.
seconds.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey guys, Sagar this side. I'm not sure if you joined the feed yesterday, but me and Eric and Mridul, we had launched the Build It Now or introduced the Build It Now campaign, and it really went successful. We deployed an application live, which also just took 15 minutes via vibe coding. And talking about myself, I take care of the ops and customer support at NodeOps. The day-to-day task that I had to do is everything, including of day-to-day operations and customer feedbacks, sharing it with the team, and also to uh, to sort out any issues that the customers have. Yeah, so that's about me. um, and I think you would also enjoy the CreateOS application. If you haven't done it yet, then I would highly recommend you to go and try it out. Me being a non-tech guy, trying out CreateOS was really very easy for myself. And mm, the deployment that we did yesterday, it just literally took 15 minutes. I'm not over exaggerating it, but yeah, we completed it, and the application was live in 15 minutes. I think, Eric, you would also agree to the results that vibe coding platform gave yesterday, right?
Absolutely, it's amazing to see firsthand, and I actually did the same thing like an hour before joining with you because I felt a little left out, right? But I think I'm gonna make it so that it's part of my daily routine now to just. I think it's also good for like. Uh, I'm exaggerating here a little bit, but it makes you like feel like a kid a little bit once again, right? Because you have an idea and you can sort of bring it to life, and it really pushes you to try and think and be creative of what you can actually build, which is, if you think about it, when we're so what can I say, preoccupied with operational tasks. So for example, I don't know where it comes to you, bro, um, tackle and solve tickets on Discord, or reach out to this ambassador, you know what I mean, manage them in such and such a way. It really becomes, I mean, we are working, of course, so it's meant to feel like work, but I think it's also great if you're able to have fun on a daily basis and create, right? So this is something I'm going to do and carve out some time to um, try new builds. And today I just posted it. It's about Tetris, right? Have you played Tetris before? Sure, right?
No, no, I haven't,
You
unfortunately.
haven't? Okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay. So you have to see my yeah, you'll be able to see on my profile. Essentially, it's basically just well, actually, maybe I can share my screen and
Yeah, sure.
let's
Let's
see.
see what
Yeah,
Eric will say.
exactly. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's find it. It's here. Can you see?
Yep.
So essentially, it's
Oh,
like this, right? Have
okay,
you played
got
this
it.
before?
I remember
Yeah.
this now.
So essentially, you just play like this. I'll just do one line, and
Nice.
I thought it would actually be a lot easier at the beginning. So when I built it, I was like, okay, this is actually taking a bit of time. But there you go. And it literally took, I mean, from end to end, literally less than 10 minutes, I would say, from building to actually deploying to actually sharing it so that everyone can actually join in on the fun as well. So that's just a simple game. All I had to do was go on ChatGPT, so it can be your model of choice. If it's Perplexity, Gemini, you decide, and you explain what your idea is. And I would say as you do more of these, you realize that the more instructions you provide, the better the output's going to be, because you're going to
Yes,
help, and you're just going to help the AI to craft a better output. And yeah, it was able to do that. And I would say that was a key step, a key learning that I didn't really do at the beginning with CreateOS and other platforms. I would just go on the platforms and speak my mind, but not in a really structured manner. So the output speaks for itself better than what I had at the beginning. So it's best to do, well, in my opinion, go through the model, craft a, what I mean, a better structured out prompt, and just push it. So yeah, I don't know what, maybe you should do it as well, bro. I don't know, like mine is like building with Eric. I don't know if you want to do it like building with SP Archer, or building with Sagar, but I'm sure your ideas would be pretty kick-ass as well, right?
absolutely. So what I have been doing in office is record myself while building these games that I showcased yesterday, right? And a couple of projects. So I'll push out, these videos once I edit it over the weekend, and
Awesome.
slowly I'll just generate my own content for the
There you
next
go.
of the month. Yeah,
Exactly. But yeah, this is proof that you can just build it now. Essentially, like I think, like it's just plain English that you can
yeah,
go from any concept or any idea that you have to having a working prototype that you can iterate, tinker, improve, and I think it's powerful, and we'll keep doing that. Of course, like these are not the official episodes, but there'll be more what can I say, elaborate builds coming in the next few weeks as part of the official episodes. But there's no such thing as, what can I say, official builds or official episodes. Anyone in the community or anyone out there can document themselves, just as simple as a screen recording, or using a Loom video of documenting your build, put it on X or any other social, and just use the hashtag build it now, and we'd be more than happy to see what you've put together and interact with it. And yeah, so it's yeah, there you go. Brian is commenting now, building with Brian. So I think that'll be great to see. And at the end of the day, I think it also compounds if you actually think about it, because if we all get in the habit of building, say like one build per day, and you do it for like a month or two, imagine how much better you're going to get as a community, right, in 2 months time, um, in terms of actually delivering on your ideas. Don't you think?
absolutely. But I think you should. Am I audible?
Yeah, you're
Audible?
audible, you're audible. Yeah.
All right. So I think we should all have, just like any other content calendar that we create for marketing, we should have a calendar for I'll build this today. I'll build this.
Exactly.
That would be
Exactly.
very.
I think we can do this. I think we can do this. The more volume that we get, and we'll start from the team ourselves. Of, as you mentioned yourself, of actually building, then we're gonna work out a way to feature these and collate these ideas as well. And of course, if you actually like what you build and you'd like to take it one step further, CreateOS allows you to do that, and that's the whole point of having a template marketplace where you can templatize your build and put it on the marketplace. And yeah, if the other community members or just the general public likes what you built, you'll be able to earn per deployment as part well, as a result of the revenue share. Correct? Okay.
Yeah, that's right. And in fact, just today I was, scheduling the email for marketplace and templates.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's the best time that you told about this to all the audience out there. So yep, everyone get a certain revenue share out of the templates and the uses on your templates. So in case you are a dev, or in case you have built something on your own, or any Docker image or any application that you want to share or you are willing to share with the world out there, so that people can use your code, and on top of it either customize it with putting a little more maybe effects, or making a complete app out of it, or they can simply just use your template or your application, and then you earn as a creator on CreateOS. So that's a very good opportunity for everyone to earn passive income here. and I am gonna do it. Like I said yesterday, I had 3 templates already under review, and with the Path Master game that we created yesterday, I have 4 now. So every day, every day, as soon as I create a new project, I'll just push it on the template marketplace for review, and then once accepted, I'll just market the hell out of it.
I think I mean, basically becoming a contributor on CreateOS, it all starts with creativity, right? So if you have an idea, you put together something, you deploy it, right? You can iterate on it, you can improve it. Only once you're ready to sort of show it with the world. And also, it's also important to say that it's not that once it'll become a template and it goes on the marketplace, it's written in stone and you can't further edit it. Of course not. It's just you're ready to share it publicly with the world. And as with everything, I'll do this as well. The more you do, the better you're going to get. It's just inevitable. And I look forward to seeing your templates, sir, and using them as well. It's a lot of fun. It's a team of builders, and now with this precious unified workspace that is CreateOS, it's not just the devs within the team that are able to build stuff. It's everyone, right? So the next sprint session that we're going to have internally, it's going to be interesting because it'll almost be like a Royal Rumble where everyone is building stuff on their own and coming together, right? And having like a healthy internal
Yeah,
competition. But that said, the
yeah,
reason why we're here today is to do, which we haven't done, I think, before, since we've launched, is a little bit more of a deep dive into what CreateOS actually provides for builders out there. Because I think once you go on the home screen, you see the slick UI. It's very minimalistic. I think it doesn't do it justice, right, in terms of explaining and presenting and highlighting what you're able to do, because it's all what can I say, kept under the hood in a way, so that you explore the more, sorry, you discover the features the more you explore on the platform, as opposed to just being throwing at you all the capabilities, so you don't feel overwhelmed. So I would like to start by saying that the reason CreateOS has been version V1, I would say, because of course we're going to iteratively improve upon it, is that it's been devised for builders, by builders, for builders from day one, right? Like there's other platforms out there. We're not here to name drop, of course not. I think there are amazing services out there being provided by stellar players, but they have, what can I say, more of a niche market for them, in the sense that, for example, there are service providers where you're able to deploy front ends or more static websites, whereas that's not what we wanted to do from the beginning with CreateOS. The whole point behind it was to um, put the right tools, put the right tools in place in a unified workspace, so that builders are able to come and deploy full stack apps, and so that there isn't really any restriction on the ambition of your build. If your build is at, say, level 30 compared to level 1, which might be my Tetris game, we're able to cater to that, because you're able to deploy front ends, back ends, databases, and have a fully, what can I say, readily available service and responsive service end to end when it comes to deployment for whatever you're building. And I would say that it's directly proportional to what your ambitions are, right? And Sagar, you can tell this, I think, yourself from the ideation stage of CreateOS, right? This was always non-negotiable, right? To put together a
yeah.
service where builders didn't have to compromise on scale, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. So, if you almost know about Autogen as well. So, Autogen was a platform that we tested the waters with, and it was something that could help builders to build and provide us a AI sandbox environment to write the code, right? Just putting in a simple terms, if I may. But with that, we saw the traction coming in, and as soon as we saw more and more people coming in with Autogen, we always knew that there is a scope of building an application or a super app where people could come, ideate, create, then deploy, as well as monetize together in a single environment. So if I am a not tech person. If I have an idea, or let's say if I am, a solo entrepreneur who is trying to build something, even with node ops, side by side, I'm also doing my side, earning a little income, and this is the best platform that I could have, right? Uh, I can just simply put my idea on CreateOS, the white coding tool, create. I can say, hey, build me this XYZ stuff or XYZ tool, and it customize it as per the need and the flow goes. Let's say if there are any issues or if I have to enhance it a little more, then I'll say, hey, do it as a SaaS company would do, and make the UI as just like as a SaaS company would do. And then I'll simply, once the output is fine and I'm satisfied with that, I'll deploy it. And most importantly, the best part is I don't have to go somewhere else to monetize as well, right? So in the same place, I get an option to list on the marketplace, and anyone across the globe can use my templates. The existing user base of NodeOps, which is more than 100K, can see the templates that you have listed, and on top of it, you can monetize. So it was right from the very beginning, even before the launch of Autogen, which was last year in October. We had decided that we need an application as good as CreateOS, because we saw a huge gap in the market with respect to, first, people are selling servers, second, people are selling the white coding platforms, or any AI tool that helps you to code, like ChatGPT, Claude, or Gemini, or anything you want to name, emergent, so on and so forth. It will help you to code, but then it won't help you to deploy, right? But we are providing the same infra in uh, in an application which helps you to create as well as deploy together, right? So yeah, that was the whole idea of CreateOS from the very beginning. And let's see how things go in the future, and how many people we attract with this idea that we have.
Absolutely, and it's an interesting time. I would say exciting, and it's a service that is very ambitious, in my opinion, and powerful. We're not just going, what can I say, betting on one lane and going down and putting all the chips on one single vertical. And I think that would make everyone's job easier of going after like a specific audience, so that from content to sales to marketing and, you know what I mean, profiling, everything is just easier. Here
Absolutely.
I would say it's a platform and in a workspace where anyone can find their place and have some fun, right? So if you're already someone who is a seasoned builder, and you've put together a service that, like a GitHub repo, for example, that is very elaborate, then as Sagar correctly mentioned, having the scale capabilities already in place, so that we're able to accommodate for whatever your needs are. You're not, what can I say, hindered in any way, right? Like, so the service and the deployment service we provide is there for you, and suitable for you from day one, as well as, for example, through simple builds such as the ones that I put together through the Create Flow. I can deploy them and do whatever I want with them, right? If it's for simple use, or I can further say it was a marketplace that I wanted to put together, and I keep integrating on it and I keep improving it. I can also integrate like a payment layer somehow. Like it's all feasible, right? And it all comes down to what your ambition is. And yeah, I would say I think it's also time that I can also share my screen. Let me see. Let me see if you can see it. Can you?
Yes, we can.
So I would say, okay, so the reason I wanted to do this is to essentially highlight what we're able to provide, essentially the end-to-end service that is CreateOS, right? So CreateOS is, you know, a persistent execution layer. We've touched on this at the beginning, in the sense that if your app features all this stuff, then we're able to accommodate for it. Whereas if it's a simple front end or a back end and a databases, then we can also like CreateOS can be a home for your build, right? Vercel also is great, but I would say the reason why we wanted to highlight this is that having in place all these functions under a single roof within CreateOS, you don't have to go elsewhere, right? And like for example, if a builder has to put together like a front end, say on Lovable, and then it has to deploy it on Vercel, those are already two subs, right? And we all know that there's a proliferation of AI tools, and we're inundated on a daily basis with new instruments. The reason, the thought process, as Sagar mentioned with CreateOS, is to essentially ensure that you're able to do all these things within one single environment without having to go elsewhere, right?
Yeah. Yes.
And yeah, I would say once we get to the breakdown, I think I can also ask you a couple of things, Sagar. But this is very easy in terms of the AI. It's your best friend, I would say, along the whole process as you're building. V0, for example, you has a UI built in, but not for containerization and backend runtime infrastructure and scaling. These are all things that have been accounted for with the AI service and the AI assistance that we provide within CreateOS. So if you have any doubts along the way as you're building, you can ask the agent on CreateOS and able to consult on what's best and what isn't. And yeah, I would say you're never alone, right? Along the whole process. Feature comparison. Uh, AI assisted creation. This is already what I mentioned. NodeOps provide through GPT as well and vibe coding AI assisted creation. For CI CD pipeline, we have a default in place and there's no configuration required. And AI driven containerization, all these things just make the overall experience easier for builders so that we're sort of taking away complexities, right? And abstracting them away from um, for builders so that they just have to focus on creating and building. And maybe if you want to touch on any of these, Sagar, like feel free to chime in. I think otherwise it's fairly straightforward, right? What we're able to provide.
Yep, absolutely. It is very straightforward, though. But the need of DevOps that is required for all the builders out there, regardless, let's say if it's a white coder or if it's someone who is an already having multiple repositories and is a techie, and he wants to scale now, right? So scaling is very much difficult to.
I think Sagar has rejoined. You back?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So what
no,
was the
sorry.
last thing you hear?
Pardon?
What was the last thing that you hear?
I would say that scaling is not very easy. So I would say up until the last second. So you can take it from there.
Okay. So yeah, it's not very easy, and anyone, like, regardless it be a white coder or a techie who is doing any backend integration or front end integration since a long time, would definitely need a DevOps guy to scale his business up.
Right.
So there are multiple things that are included in scaling, which is SSH, then there is horizontal vertical scaling, there is serverless scalings, there is maintaining the CI/CD pipelines, so on and so forth. So taking care of DevOps from create from our perspective or from anyone's perspective is very very difficult. And if we are giving you additional support, let's say for example, if I have to just deploy an application with 100 users, for example, right? I have expected just 100 users coming in on my platform for the next 30 days or 45 days, and I don't want to buy more servers. I just will go ahead with 2 cu machine and maybe 5 or 6 GB of storage, that is minimum required for any server to spin up. So I'll go ahead with that. And as soon as the fifth day or a week is over and I see n numerous signups on the platform, so my
Right.
signups have increased from 100 to let's say 150, 200, then you don't have to, go ahead to different platforms or buy a new server, or you don't need to also add a new server to CreateOS. You can simply just scale without worrying about all of those things. We will give you an intimation when you have reached 80 signups. Then we'll tell
Right.
you, hey, your capacity of the server is decreasing, or you might need additional server, so top it up now, or we will just give you a couple of additional days where you can see how things are working. And if you want, then you can just simply top up the credits. Until then, it would not pause your application, but it would just hold it steady. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's how easy it is on CreateOS.
Yeah, it's almost as if you have like a an ally, right? Like a friendly companion in place that it reminds you, and then once it's sort of up to you, it's up to you essentially, right? Once it's been brought to your attention, how to what to do with that notice. And I think something that is extremely powerful, of course, on top of all these things that you mentioned, right? That I think these are all that can all be found once you've actually deployed something within my deployments. You're able to track the all the metrics, right, of your build, and having access to deployment logs, observability metrics, and that you can, scanning everything. These are extremely important data points to essentially have an understanding of how your deployment is doing, and if there are any issues, to understand where and how to tackle it, right? Something that is also extremely valuable, I would say, and something that we place a lot of importance on from day one is integrations, right? And with MCPs and with CreateOS, there are all of these in place, and we also have exhaustive documentation in place within the home screen. I'll actually share my screen now to share that to essentially mean that if you integrate the CreateOS MCP with any of these IDEs, you have to do it once, and then we take care of all the infrastructure headaches, right? Without sort of taking away that responsibility from you. So I think that's extremely valuable. I don't know what you think, Sagar, about that, but it's for any one of these users who is using these important IDEs such as Cursor, Claude, sorry, you just integrate with CreateOS once, and then you don't have to do it again. And it's also easier, I would say, in a way, when it comes to key management, right? Because you just have to do it once within CreateOS, and then you're free to roam and just focus on the important stuff.
Exactly. So let's say if I am comfortable with CLIs, right? Why do I need to come to CreateOS? There is no need to come to your platform and then deploy, right? If
Right.
I'm comfortable with Gemini, if I'm comfortable with Claude, like you said, uh, why should I come to you and see the preview? Just to see the preview, I'm coming on your platform. There is no other point to come on your platform and then
Right.
check out my code there. I can just simply run the preview on Claude as well, and then push it, maybe make it live with some other platform that give me servers, or buy my own VMs and then push it on my own VMs, right? But we give you an option, and like Eric said, he rightly mentioned that it's not very difficult to, or if it's very much easier for me to just simply use the platform that I use the most, and simply deploy, then what's the harm on doing that? I mean, why do you want to buy additional VM? Why do you have to juggle between
Exactly.
tools? Why do you have to check out multiple things when you can just do it in a single click? So it has always been one click for everything at NodeOps. I just remembered the node deployment as a service. And even this is something like that, right? If I'm using Gemini, I just ask Gemini to, hey, push on CreateOS, or hey, push on NodeOps, and simply your app is live. If you want to configure it, then you have to come to CreateOS. But until then, it is not required. You can just make it live in just one click.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's I think there's a lot of work that season builders understand how to do, as you mentioned, CI, and with deployments and orchestration, and a lot more people will understand. Will have to have an understanding of how these things work because we live in the AI era, and you just can't be left behind, right? But that doesn't mean that you have to take on all these responsibilities at once. If all you want to do is just simply focus on building and refining whatever you do on a daily basis, and just ensuring that your idea is sort of delivered on as well as possible, right? And I think, as you mentioned, Sagar, you don't necessarily have to come and create on CreateOS if you like building with Claude, for example, or Cursor, and you love that environment, but you are tired of all the infrastructure headaches. The MCP integration with CreateOS just takes care of that for you, right? I'll also share my screen once again. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see
Yeah.
it now? The home screen. Essentially, we
Yes.
have all these. The team took like did a lot of work done to put these documentations together. Essentially, what you can do is create. I think you've lost because I only showed that page. Bear with me, so that I'm also sharing. For example, the entire screen. Yeah, let's just do that. It's easier. And here, for example, is the documentation for the cursor MCP integration, right? Super easy, step by step. It only takes you a few minutes. Setup integrate instruction, step one, step two, step three, and you go along. Of course, if you encounter, there's a video here as well. And if you encounter any issues along the way, just let us know. There's a demo video here as well. And then we'd be happy to assist. And the whole um, documentation is also provided for all the IDs with which we have an integration in place, such as Claude as well, and all the instructions. And same goes with Gemini, as Sagar correctly mentioned. So you don't have like we'd love to have you. You don't have to come to CreateOS to create and deploy. You could also do it. What can I say? Um, indirect, well, directly, but without coming to CreateOS. And MCP is the place for like is the way to do it for you, right? So this is what we wanted to show. Tomorrow, Juliana will take the lead and will actually do a demo of how to migrate a project from Vercel to CreateOS. So you have an understanding of essentially how it's done. And yeah, I would say whatever your build is, whatever your ambition is, just come to us and speak to us, right? We'd be more than happy to hear you out, understand whether it would make sense for you to, because we're also like very honest, right? Like if you're saying that you're building something extremely important and super scalable, and you only want to entrust us with a part of your service for today, right? We're on CreateOS, and you want to have, I don't know, compute handled by an AWS because you need a certain amount of performance and reliability and security in a given geography. Of course, we're open to hear you out, and our system is modular enough to ensure that we're able to plug and play and cater to whatever your needs are. But I think we have a pretty solid ground and foundation that would be happy to essentially welcome anyone out there who is building and is ready to deploy. And if you're a non-tech builder such as me, you can simply use the create flow and use Sagar, and you can use the create flow to get better. And once you're ready to also monetize, go on the marketplace, templatize, you build, and go from there. Sagar, as always, it's beyond fun to have you around and bounce ideas with you. um, I think that's it from my end. If you have anything else to add, otherwise we'll end it there.
I think that is it. I've been hearing feedbacks from the customers and also from the team members that it's a good tool to have. And like you said earlier, it's just within the team members how we are using it on a day-to-day basis. So I just have a surprise for you specifically because I'm creating a tool just like Typefully, but not just
Oh
for
wow.
X, for YouTube, X, LinkedIn, everything. And it will also help you to create a marketing calendar just with the AI prompt. So let's see how that turns out. It will
That's
give me
awesome.
some time. It's a big
Of
tool,
course.
but
That's awesome,
yeah,
dude. Thank you.
right. So once that is out, I think it would ease the life of all individuals, like you, me, and who are not able to focus on our own content, but
Right.
we keep on pushing with the work that we have, or something or the other on our plate, right? So just automate this once in a month or once in 15 days, and it will help you to push all your content in a single go, or schedule your content in a single go. So let's see how that turns out.
Absolutely, sir. Thank you very much. I look forward to sort of reviewing and having a look at what you built, what you put together. Exciting times. I would say one last point that just came to mind is that if you're struggling with ideas of where to start or how to start, just think about whatever you do on a daily basis that brings you frustration and that you think could be streamlined or simplified in a way, right? If it's, for example, reminders, for example, you think you're someone who is very good at memorizing stuff, but sometimes it just happens that you're overwhelmed and something falls through the cracks and you forget, oh, shoot, I had to, text Sagar or phone Myrtle. You can just start with a simple task board, right? And you can use it, deploy it. Can be very simple, very neat, and you just go from there, right? I think once you get in the mindset of creating ad hoc solutions for ad hoc issues that you're having, it's almost as if you're going to the gym every day to solve your issues, right? And you're improving that problem solving muscle, which you'll find that it'll be extremely beneficial for you at 360 degrees because it'll free up some time for you, which, as Sagar mentioned, you can utilize to do whatever you want, right? If it's do more, or if you build more, or hopefully deploy more stuff on CreateOS, it's entirely up to you. But yeah, that's just something that I wanted to share with you, and something that I also keep in mind for the future builds that I'm gonna put together. Sagar, always a pleasure, and until next time.
Yes, thank you very much, Eric. Thanks a lot, everyone. Cheers. Bye.